going on, YouTube? Tom here. I know, not the most exciting scenery of vehicles today. I know I'm driving my daily driver Tacoma instead. Just not feel like dealing with traffic in the Mustang today. But today is actually, once again, a vlog about Mustangs. So it would have been perfect. More importantly, the Shelby Mustang. The new GT500 that's supposed to come out here really soon. So Ford finally has announced a reveal date, which is actually important because now we finally know when is it coming out. We know for a fact it's finally a 2020 model year car, because for a while people kept going back and forth calling it a 19 versus a 20. Problem is 19, they missed their boat on it. So it will officially be coming for the 2020 model year in late 2019. So January the 14th, for those who haven't heard. Now, the big question I have for this reveal is it going to be a success, or is it seriously just going to flop? Because the problem is we've been teased it beyond belief for about a year or so. Ford was going to announce different teasers. Obviously, they had the big one where they did that little video of the GT500 first that came out, and suddenly I was like, oh, big deal, here it comes, 700 plus horsepower. Then they did the overhead shot, and that was like a big deal. Once again, we're like, oh, okay, we could see it. And then they did that front end teaser. That's really it. That's all we got in terms of teasers up until now with this reveal date. But of course, as we know, a little while ago, we had the famed picture come out of the GT500 that got leaked to Instagram when it wasn't supposed to. Now, from what I've heard, they already know what it's going to look like. I have an inside source at Ford myself. I call him that. He's just happens to be a guy who works for Ford up in Michigan. I'm Facebook friends with him. He confirmed, yes, that's what it's going to look like. Everyone at Ford has already seen it, but they're obviously under a non-disclosure agreement to not show it. But that is so that guy probably got fired and or severely reprimanded by Ford. I imagine he doesn't work for Ford anymore because of that. So, but we already know a lot, and we got leaked the specs a while ago. Most people might remember there was a spec sheet came out and said the car is going to be 720 horsepower, but it's also going to be 4,200 pounds. So a lot of people were disappointed by that. They said, okay, Hellcat Red Eye is instead going to have a lot more power, because of course that's 797 as opposed to 720, and a lot of people were like, it's going to be underpowered. I'm like, no, I call bullcrap on that. Just because it's not going to have as much power doesn't mean anything. But it's still going to have a lot of power. Still, 720 is not a slouch. The weight is a little disappointing. What is it going to have? Is it going to have automatic only, manual only like the previous Shelbys, or is it going to have both of them? That's the big question that has yet to really be answered. But my prediction is it's going to be like a regular Mustang, and it's going to have both. I don't see Ford going to automatic only on any Mustang, because Ford holds true to a lot of beliefs with the Mustang. It's a very old school car in that regard, that it would get manual and an automatic. If it's even going to get an automatic at all, it might even just, I predict if it's not going to get an automatic, it'll get a manual only option, again, like the previous Shelbys all had. Reason being, it's tradition for a Shelby to be manual only. Now, truthfully, it needs an automatic if it's going to keep up performance-wise with a lot of the newer cars, the Hellcat, the Camaro ZL1, not the 1LE, obviously. The regular ZL1, it's going to need an automatic option to keep up with those. In addition to that, I do believe, though, that if they did a higher performance variant, so-called, KR, King Cobra, Super Snake, etc., kind of like they had the GT350 and then the GT350R, I do believe that one would get a manual only option. You heard it from me first. Just because that would be the enthusiast variant, kind of like how the Camaro ZL1 1LE is only a manual. It'd be the same way, where it only gets an automatic, so that way it keeps it out of the hands of people who are going to use it as a daily driver, then complain about the feeling of it. They say it's too harsh of a car. Well, that's the Ford's idea would be, put a manual in it, keep it out of those people's hands and let it know this is a track version, not a daily driver version. Now, the big one is also for the price. We don't know because no one has revealed any official price data yet. My prediction on MSRP, I see it being right around 70 to 75,000, because that would put it right in line with the old GT350R, that little slight increase. Now, before everyone starts arguing with me and saying, well, no, it's not going to go for that, it's going to be 100,000. I said MSRP, I did not say final price. Now, as we know, dealer markups suck. Dealers are obviously going to go and way overcharge it. They're going to say, no, we can get 100 for it, and people will pay it, which is the sad part. So, provided, unless Ford finally decides to step in, like Dodge did and Porsche did with dealer markups on their cars, it's going to be 100 grand at least. Maybe more when they do the track-focused version, the KR. We'll call it KR, I guess. That's probably what I see it being called, since that's traditional. That's what they did in the past with the S197 GT500. There was a KR variant. So that one I see going for even way more. It's good. It's a good chance, just like the Dodge Demons sell for way over like 150 grand on the used market now. Then that's what I see happening. Big question is, has it been teased to death? All these internet leaks and everything. Is it going to turn out to be like the new Supra, where it got teased so much to the point where everyone's already tired of it and hasn't even come out yet? So for that reason, is it going to be a flop? Over-teased, doesn't live up to performance expectations, or is it going to be a success? Because personally, I still see people buying it, regardless of is it going to be a, flop. What am I trying to say here? Whether it's going to be a flop on the internet or not, because obviously the internet's going crazy with this. I've now seen it like 16 times and counting of people posting it like, here it comes. So this video won't be an exception to that. Or, like I said, is it going to be a success or a flop? So let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. Do you think this car is going to sell well, or do you think it's going to be a complete bomb for Ford? If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. If I have $100,000 between now and 2020, there's a good chance I might buy one. Probably not, though, since I'd rather just build my 5.0 to that same level. But anyway, take care. Have a good day.